Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is gonna be a short video. I'm gonna show you guys a step by step how to do your nails, your pedicure at home. So I'm gonna be showing you guys the equipment that I use for these whole sets that I'm gonna do on my toenails. So here we have a filer. As you can see, I've been using it for several times. And then I've got myself an e-filer. Here's my e-filer. If you don't have an e-filer, you can use just an ordinary filer. You honestly don't have to have an e-filer. You can just use a filer instead. But if you do have an e-filer at home, you can use an e-filer for the cuticle area and for making sure that every single part of the nail is filed properly. Then here I have my alcohol pads. So I don't have acetone right now. You can use these to remove your gel polish or nail polish. Also, you can just use them after filing just to make sure that the surface is really clean. Then here we have the color that I'm going to be using for today. This is red, very beautiful. And then we have white. I am still undecided if I want to put white or red. Then we have your primer. Honestly, if you don't have a primer, you can just continue with the whole process without the primer, but the use of the primer is to make sure that your nail is dehydrated properly. And then here we have my base coat. This is the base coat that I use. So let me say you don't have a primer, you can just prep your nail, file it down to a shape that you want, and then you're gonna use your base coat. If you don't have a primer, just use your base coat. Okay, here we got our cuticle oil. As you can see, it's just a normal cuticle oil. So this is going to be used at the end of the set when I moisturize my cuticles. You can also use a hand lotion if you don't have a cuticle oil. And then here we've got my top coat. Yo, this top coat was expensive. Yeah, but I love it so much. It's so glossy and it looks pretty. Oh, also, I almost forgot. I have this little brush right here. It's for dusting after filing. And then the last product that you need is your UV lamp. So if you're doing gel, it's essential that you have your UV lamp. But then if you're doing nail polish, you don't use a UV lamp because it air dries. So let's get started. Okay, so you guys are gonna have to forgive me. There's gonna be a little bit of shadow because I am doing this whole thing outside just so the lighting will be, if you know what I mean. So I'm gonna be filing down the length. I'm gonna start with filing down my length. Usually I go just the same direction using the roughest side of the filer. I'll go the same direction and then I use the smoother side just to finish up, making sure that there is no excess roughness on the nail so it won't get caught on clothes and stuff. I'm gonna do the same thing as well on the sides, same direction, using the roughest side of the filer. I'm just giving my nail a shape. Then I'm gonna smooth that down with the other side that is kind of smoother. Then I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side just to give the nail some shape. Then I'm gonna use the smoother side as well. Then here you go, we got a little bit of shape right there. I'm gonna do the same thing on the rest of the nails. Then I'm gonna use my brush to dust off. Then I'm gonna file the upper part. Since I do not have acetone, I'm just gonna file it down. So if you are using a filer, just make sure that all the sides of your nails are filed properly. Your cuticle area is also filed properly. As for me, I'm just removing the gel using my filer. Then I'm gonna go in with an e-filer just to make sure the cuticle areas are filed properly as well, because your prep is really important. So I'm gonna be going in with an e-filer. We're gonna be touching just the cuticle area. So now I'm going to be using my alcohol pads just to make sure that my surface is properly cleaned. As you can see, there's still some gel that is left out, but I'm going to be putting my gel polish on top of this gel because I don't want to file too much on my nails. And I'm now thinking of putting back the same color just so it looks good. So here is your nails, well prepped and done. Okay, so the next step is applying your primer. I said that this step is really not that important. It is, but if you don't have a primer, you can just go ahead with your base coat. So now I'm done with the primer. It just dries out pretty quickly. And now I'm going to be applying my base coat. So you just have to be careful. Your application really needs to be clean. You don't just apply until you reach the skin. Just before your skin, that's where your brush end is. That's where your brush needs to start or end. Because you don't want to have it messy. It needs to be clean. Okay, then next you do the same thing. You don't reach the cuticle area, just before the skin. That's where your brush needs to end or start. Then you're gonna do the same thing for all the nails. So now you're gonna put in your UV lamp. So my UV lamp is counting 90 seconds, but on the camera it shows just bling blings. But yeah, it's counting 90 seconds. And then when you're done, we're now gonna start applying layers of our gel polish. So I like this color so much because it's not visible, like too visible. I just love it because it looks just kind of natural. So the same thing, you're gonna do the same thing. You don't reach the cuticle area, just before the skin. That's where your brush needs to start and end. Just make sure you apply a very thin layer. It depends on the person. I only apply 1 to 2 layers, because if I do 3, then it's gonna be completely white, bright white, and I don't like it like that. I just want it to look natural as possible. So you do the same thing on all your nails. You apply a thin layer. Make sure that you don't get to your cuticle area, because once you get there, you might mess it up. Yeah, so as for this one, I just try to to get it done because it's really tiny. So if you mess it up, you can use your alcohol wipes just to clean it up a bit. Then you put it back into your lamp. So now I'm going to be doing my second layer of gel. Again, you don't reach the cuticle area. So I just finished curing my second layer. This is how it looks. So I'm gonna be applying my top coat. So the last step is putting my cuticle oil, applying my cuticle oil. So this is the final product of my nails. Please like and comment if you like the video. Thank you. Bye.